Okay, welcome to my playthrough of Scarlet Hallow. The only thing that I know about this game is that it is a visual novel game. That is it. Okay, let's get started. Oh, type in my name. Megs. I live in the city of, what city should we choose? I'm not gonna dox myself. Oh, this is hard. To Pittsburgh. Does not impact gameplay. They them. Traits unlock additional paths and dialogue options. Select 2 traits. Ooh. I think I think I'm going to choose mystical and street smart. Okay, these are good options. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing the bus with the many other that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Perlane Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seem like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Ooh. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. The threads of fate have been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made. It's simply destiny. So when your cousin called, you knew it had to be done. And now, the end of your journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hallow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Sorry. That sounds like normal activities, yes. No. Okay, my character is also like, wait a second, no. Should I have street smart? Oh, there we go. Hell yeah, this is awesome. Why are you talking to him? Just remain silent. You do your best to keep a blank face. Waking up and by extension accidentally giving this strange man permission to keep talking to you was a mistake. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she's gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. I don't know why this is so funny. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us, so we wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that. And we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though, about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever just get so mad you want to, like, kill somebody? I kind of feel like killing someone right now. I don't know how I'm playing this character yet. Never feel that. Oh yeah, what's wrong with you? Yeah, we're just gonna go with what's wrong with you. Why are you telling me this? I have never felt that way about another person, and I find it alarming that you have. You're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart one day. It changes a person. Makes them think things are never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to her son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm like into that stuff, so I might wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Like, not into being a father, not into watching a woman give birth. Like, at this point, I can't tell if he thinks watching her give birth should be sexual, because this man is just so fucking off it. I don't know what's happening. Yeah. What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, that's interesting. Smart move, guy. So can. I don't know if I just. No. You said a wash and horror, but do your best to keep a neutral face, as this man admits he's thought about murdering the soon-to-be mother of his child, a child whose birth he's currently missing and now considering ditching to go have fun in New York. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't say where I was heading. I didn't. No need to be nasty. I was just asking. Not like I'm gonna follow you off the bus or anything. I don't trust that you wouldn't. Or if you aren't getting off at my stop, then you'll be heading to Scarlet Hallow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I ride pretty often, so I'd know. Almost nobody goes up that way, though, come to think of it. I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone and for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they're dripping all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Oh, cool. Screw you and screw your peanuts. No thanks. You put your hand up and say no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left on your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. The young man sets the peanuts down in the empty seat next to him. The juice dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, my friend. The fuck? And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hallow. End of the line. Almost there. Bus finally comes to a stop. Its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of Scarlet Hallow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Megs. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Hey, Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Yeah, so what a great thing to say to her. Yeah. How are you holding up? Fine. You don't have to hide how you're feeling around me. We're family, even if we just met. She sighs a particularly heavy sigh. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. So, the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Do you need any help planning? If you ever need help with the errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. Okay. You remain silent. You decide to sit in silence for a cushion as the car eases up to a steep mountain road. This looks stable. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with anger burning beneath her words. The faded tapestry you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel it's something that should have been left to rot a long time ago. You're hit with the blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges, and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Ew, I don't think I'd stay in this house for any amount of minutes. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to her. Cool, thanks. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. Put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. As Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows in the overgrown garden outside. You're suddenly overcome with dread and anxiety, as though this place is a small step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever. I think it is, actually. I don't think I needed the mystical trait to figure that out. It's literally sitting on a cliffside that's been so cut away that there's just like this thin piece of land underneath half the house. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. That's okay, I don't like mac and cheese. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. I can feel the weight of the world pulling down on this place, as if the entire estate is a step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez, I get it. You think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week, but you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleeky city apartments. That's not what I meant, Tabitha. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. That's literally not what I meant, Tabitha. Do you... Okay. I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a little general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Yeah, I don't think it's fancy to not want to eat just PB&Js. I say, well, I'm not a poor college student anymore because I graduated. Sweet, thanks. Cool, good talk. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. I love cats. Pet the cat. Oh no. Before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you hard and hisses violently, Tabitha sighs. As you've now learned, you should not pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through the long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to not have fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Why does it want me to lie? Yeah, and why is it street smart? Maybe I just don't have street smarts IRL, and I don't know how to lie. I'm afraid. Yep, that's what I fucking thought. Bug skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. I don't know if these options matter. I know your choices in the game matter, but does this one? Toilet is a toilet. Sure, it can be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. Great. This is where you'll be staying. Linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure half an hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you better be grateful. An unmistakable spiritual stench coats this room. People have died in here. Cool. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. Yeah, why would I bring that up to her? I'm sure she knows. This is an old house. I'm sure lots of people died here. Who used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to ask if people have died here, because, like, if 150 years of people have slept in this bedroom, and that she can't even tell me who used to sleep in this bedroom, I'm sure old family members have died in this room. That just seems like how it would be. I guess I'll start to settle. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer and you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Wait, where are you going? To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Hashtag girl boss. I didn't know we owned the coal mine. We don't own the coal mine. I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago. Okay. I don't actually say hashtag girl boss if I click this option, right? That sounds pretty impressive and exciting. Good for you. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I don't think it as boring or exciting in the same way. I don't think of cleaning a toilet or painting the wall as either of those things. It's just a task. Okay, well. Seems like a good way to look at the job. Instead of convincing yourself you have to be doing the thing you love the most, it's okay to just have a job. Yeah, exactly. Would I rather be doing something else with my life? Maybe. But I know I have to take over the company, so why think about other stuff I could be doing? Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Immediately goes to the places that'll get me killed. I'm gonna settle into my room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance of your room. You can see why your cousin said you should put clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in there. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. Okay. Close the closet door behind you. One of the few times I wish I had, like, a face cam. Because my reaction was fully physical to this. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. A possum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. I'm going to close that. You close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the possum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty, as good a place as any to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. I don't know. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you own this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topa trees, and do whatever you needed to return it to its former glory. And once it was done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates in the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so it's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for a conversation. I'm going to take a nap because it's an explore option. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. R.I.P. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only thing louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of the ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. I should have PB&J tonight. Anyway. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Awesome. Approach frou-frou. I want cat so bad. My cat is currently sitting on my lap, and I love cat. I guess I'll search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door, reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it is a separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Oh, wow. She really does just have a bunch of stuff for peanut butter and jelly and a bunch of ice cream. And this. You probably shouldn't, but part of you has to know how old that mayonnaise is. You pick up the jar, its label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate the 5th grade. Best to put it back and forget you ever saw it. You reach in one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief and realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. Better close this fridge and keep looking. That's a lot of jelly, so I can't imagine she bought all of this for the 1 week that I'm staying here. I don't want to examine the old takeout. I'm afraid of the old takeout, I'm gonna be honest. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Oh my gods. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great, one step closer to a satisfying snack. Peanut butter. The king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is smashed up cockroaches. Oh my god. This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware and, oddly enough, utensils. You grab a plate and a butter knife. That's the last ingredient you need to make your PB&J. Time to get to work. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you heard from your mom, Parlene wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shots at their birthday parties. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, NC. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even when it was only for a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Close the cabinet and look back at the rest of the kitchen. I'm gonna make my PB&J. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. Yay! A job well done. Yes, I got an achievement! Cooking by the book. Follow the recipe. The recipe of peanut butter and jelly. I think I'm gonna make PB&J when I'm done with this, and I'm gonna grill it. Yes. Good plan. All of that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat it. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Approach Frou-Frou. The cat hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly Frou-Frou's spot on the counter. Okay, she doesn't want to be pet right now, so I'm not going to pet her. The garden was reclaimed by wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Exactly. Good mentality. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. There's nothing for me to do? You head back inside and close the door behind you. Congratulations, you've eaten and had a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? I don't really want to investigate the forbidden wings of the estate because I like my limbs and I prefer to stay alive. I don't want to die at the very beginning of the game. I'd rather die halfway through episode 2. I think that is actually what I'd rather do. There's not much left for you to do here other than to head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe that slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy in the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has a feeling of idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts have been boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you were peering into a grave. Dog! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Is that supposed to be a dog? Listen, I understand, but Pug. I love Pugs. She's so cute. Thanks, she is cute. Sure, most of her teeth are falling out and she's got a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old pug, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. That is too old for a pug, though. I agree. That's gotta be really old for a dog, right? It sure is. She's about 84 in dog years. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be so nervous? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? How is that street smart? I'm confused. Can you tell I'm neurodivergent? I'll just introduce myself first. Hi, I'm Megs. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for a funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone in that big house. I'm sorry, did I hear you right? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so bubbly. She did back when I knew her better. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna be mystical. I like the mystical options. The street smart options are interesting, but I like the mystical options, being all spooky and mysterious. She's in conflict with herself. Whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha. I hope you mean that metaphorically. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people really don't catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. She's not really worth your time. That's kind of mean. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody knows everybody else as far as back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in school's production of A Midsummer's Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated and that was that. Oh, if you just got to our town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee. They've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Okay. I just ate peanut butter and jelly, but diner this is where everybody comes. A pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of family estate, the diner is filled with comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. This is my worst nightmare right here. Just this screenshot. My worst nightmare. You slide into the nearest booth pretending you didn't notice everyone in the diner gawking at you like they'd seen Bigfoot. No need to be shy. They don't meet many strangers. It's kind of a big deal when someone new wanders into town. Especially since, well, they probably all know why you're here. And by extension, who you're related to. Even if you don't know anybody, it's not easy keeping secrets in a town this size. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of coffee, specially brewed. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Oh, to see the dog eating. Yep. Understood. Anything for you? Just the coffee, thanks. No problem. Avery pours the fragrant brew into an empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Should have gone for the biscuit, they're really good. But I guess you've got all week. Maybe you'll get one tomorrow. Anyway, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. I relate to her. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. Hell yeah, religion sucks. A non-religious community in the rural South? That's gotta be unusual. I know. We must seem like such heathens. But there's plenty of God-fearing folks in town. They just aren't big fans of the local church. Well, the building's okay, but the pastor's another story. There's something a little off about the guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea of how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? I'm going to use one of my street smarts, because this isn't lying. What's your angle? My angle? I would never have an angle. She definitely has an angle. Cool. Okay, so my job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better with someone else there, too. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Hey, Winnie wanted to give you a biscuit. On the house. She sends her condolences. I don't know who Winnie is. Do I look like a chick? That's so mean. I'd chow down on it. Pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy, nearly crumbles in your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't need to taste it to know it's good. Divinity given buttery form. Take a bite. It melts in your mouth, as if nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. This is the best biscuit you've ever had, but you're not too big on biscuits in general. I don't think I actually like biscuits. Like, I know this is really good biscuit, and I'd eat it again. But if this is the best the world biscuit had to offer, consider me unimpressed. That's not what I wanted to do. Shit. Oh well. To each their own, I guess. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Oh, that's why you're out in the woods with a camera. You and everyone else with the wild thing if I were to choose me is making a YouTube video right now. Cool, what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. Oh, my favorite kind. You should really check out her channel, Megs. It's amazing. No, wait. Wait, how did you know my name? Oh, sorry. It's just that most people in town know about you. Sorry, I'm sure that must seem creepy. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The Holler's a small place. Everyone knows everybody, and that includes extended family. Sorry, this is all just a little unsettling. Knowing I've been talked about, but not knowing what's been said is weird. I'm sure it is, but at least you're here now. Yeah, and anything Perlane has said about you won't hold up to meeting the real you. You can always make good first impressions and wipe the slate clean with the whole town. And if that fails, you can always make a good second impression. Oh god, what has she been saying about me? Ah, jeez, look, I'm sorry I said anything. Hey, don't worry about it. Perlane was a gossip and would do this sort of thing with everyone. Spreading weird little rumors about folks is kind of her trademark. Anyways, weren't we in the middle of talking about Stella's illustrious YouTube career? Sigh, I guess we were, weren't we? I think the best video to start with would be the river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. Then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. Did she have that ready on her phone? Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I'd seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from the local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. I don't know where this one's going. I wish I could see a better image, cause biology degree, I am all for cryptids. That's an honest-to-goodness cryptid right there. No way that's a beaver or a dog, and there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in the Appalachia, but that would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches the capybara up here, that would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for this footage, and from there it spread to Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Haha, exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and now it would forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops, sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after the skunk ape. I am aware of what the skunk ape is, but I'm gonna ask for clarity's sake. What's the skunk ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for this week's video, I came across a report from a lady from a town claimed to have seen one in her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. Oh my. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? Against my better judgment, yes, I will follow a girl I just met into the woods at night to chase after a dangerous beast. Sounds fun. When you put it that way, it sure does sound like this is a bad idea. But trust me, we'll have a great time. It's been a while since I've had anyone besides Gretchen out there with me. This is gonna be lots of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it's kind of a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running through the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had lots of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we can get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials, waiting while it rings. Didn't even wait for me to answer. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or...? Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind. Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. They're Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, they're just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for the skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that'll help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Haha, yeah, I'll bring them. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Oh no, that's so sad. I don't know what happened, but... Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? I didn't pick up on that. He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so. But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious, you'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. This is how I feel, but it is not what I'm going to be saying. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out, and if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. After all, it seems like everyone in town has heard awful things about you from your now-deceased aunt. Oh, okay, thank God. I thought it was going to have to go stand up and like give a speech to the diner, and I'm like, no, I won't be doing that. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Aw, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner and you follow close behind. Okay, and I think that is actually where we're going to leave it on my first video. I don't know if longer or shorter videos do better. I don't know how long I've been recording either, so I'm going to end it here. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will continue this episode in the next video. See ya.